Hey everyone, this is Joey Yap here, and welcome to another episode of Forge in Fire. And this time, I have invited some of my millennial leader friends for this particular episode here, and we're going to talk about the challenges and the issues that a lot of millennial business leaders or influencers who are currently facing. And we're good for our generation because sometimes we tend to forget. I'm in my 43s right now. And a lot of us actually don't realize that the younger generation are also going through right now. For us, we are looking at a financial crisis or an economic crisis around the world. But how does the millennial generation, who are at this time could have been their prime or could have been the biggest challenge right now, how would they face this new challenge? Okay, now for us, a lot of us think that right now, if we were at our prime in our 20s or early 30s, this could be the biggest gift from the heavens, because what used to be like super exorbitant in the prices, the economy for a lot of companies out there are now much cheaper and become more affordable. Had we planned our finances and had we planned our business, our cash flows right, of course, now this would be an opportunity for you guys who are tuning in or was watching a recording of this to actually get to know from their perspective. Okay, and of course, I'm going to invite my good friend, Sheng Yi Ko.
Hi, Dato.
Good morning.
How are you? Good morning.
Hey, I've been seeing your Instagram live, and you're interviewing a lot of leaders in the last almost every day. Every time I turn on my Instagram, I see you.
Almost every few days, during this MCO.
Almost every day.
Every few days, not every day I cannot.
You're doing good, huh?
Right. It's good, very productive MCO.
Productive. Right.
Yeah, I saw you just had your RISE class, right? Your class.
Yeah, I just finished my 3-day event.
Learn from you. You are having a very productive MCO. I also want to be like.
I'm trying to learn from you guys. I think it's important to understand how the market is feeling, how people are going through this. Because different people have different perspective, right? And for those who don't know, Sheng Yi works with his wife Zia, who is a very well-known influencer herself. And shall I bring her up right now?
Yeah, sure.
All right. Hi Zia, how are you? Good morning.
Hi. Morning.
Right. This is the power couple.
Hello.
Hello.
And you are so active on your Instagram as well.
Yeah, I learned from you both though.
Wow.
I'm always like, I want to delay.
I don't know how to
then
post
I watch
properly.
you both. Then I was like, okay. Huh?
I don't know how to post.
Actually, I learned how to speak by listening to people like Dato Joey Yap, because we can read, we can text, but we rarely speak. So I think I break through myself because of you, Dato.
No, I think. Well, I thank you for that. But a lot of people don't know that I first heard Sheng Yi speak at a Great Eastern event where we co-shared a stage, and I thought, well, this guy is amazing because it's like you got all these fans on, yeah.
That time I was super nervous because you are at the audience there. I was like, wow, have to speak.
Normally I don't listen to the other speaker, and I just go off already on that. So, but I just sat there and I like, hey, this guy is amazing. Oh, then I found out that you're 12 years my junior. 12 years. So that was amazing, and you were motivating the crowd, and there were a lot of young people at the crowd, and I learned something that day, that you have to speak the language of the audience. And sometimes when I'm talking, because most of my audience when I first started my career are older generation, so at that time I also dressed up or I'm ready to wear tie all that so I wasn't as fashionable as you. I see your shoes, I admire already. Very good.
I agree that we have to speak the language that is relatable to the crowd.
All right. And you're doing very well on Instagram together with Zia.
Right? Yeah, I'm learning how to do.
I should teach you. You teach him, right?
We learn together. We learn together.
After Zia, I ask you to share some.
I learned how to take photos and all from Zia. Then I think Zia learned how to do live from us because she rarely.
That's good.
This generation is the generation that everyone learns to each other.
Right. It's true. It's true. Later, I'm going to ask you guys to share some of your secrets with my audience because I think my generation need to learn from the younger generation how to actually do all this Instagram. And then, it took me a long time to learn that swipe up thing.
So, yeah.
Swipe up means what? I just swipe, cannot swipe. So then I thought, then no need to add a link there and all that.
Yeah.
So not easier. Unless I pay someone to do it, but I first I don't know how. All right, and you guys have recommended for two of your very special friends to be part of our talk this morning. And the first one is Dennis. Should I bring Dennis up? Right. Hey, Dennis, how are you?
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning. Good morning. Right. Hey, just in case you guys don't know, I actually met Dennis a couple of times, but he thinks that I met him in Bounce. I've never been to Bounce.
I met you a couple of times. I was just afraid that you don't remember me, because you meet so many people all the time.
You're usually the loudest in the group, but I remember you.
always.
I have to.
And of course, for those who have not met Dennis yet, I saw his dance videos before I knew him, and then I saw his dance videos again. I thought you're amazing, right?
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Yeah, this is super good, right? I mean, I've not seen Malaysian can do that. Most of Malaysians.
I think I would say back then I really dedicated my life to just dance and to learn more about dance, and I really wanted to master dance, not for anyone else but for myself. So I think I keep striving for that.
Right. So, and that was a thing in Vegas that you did.
Oh yeah, that was my goal since 2007. My goal was I competed in a TV show, So You Think You Can Dance, and my goal was one day I want to compete on that stage. So I every year just work hard for that. So in 2013 we came third, represented Malaysia.
Oh, amazing!
So I've done my goal for dance. So I came back and decided to do other stuff.
All right, so you stopped doing that professionally or competitively?
I would say I'm still doing it professionally, but I'm not doing it competitively anymore.
Right. This is amazing.
Competitively is quite tiring.
My feet doesn't coordinate with me every time I try to do that.
It's easy. It's easier. It's easier than to do business, in my opinion.
Really?
Let's
invite a friend of Zia and Shengi and yourself as well, Jennifer. And Jennifer, hi, good morning.
Hi, morning, everyone.
Hello. Amazing influencer in your own field. Wow, this is amazing. How do you achieve that such a following?
Please don't compare me to Zia.
All of you are amazing.
There's still a gap in between.
No, I think you're unique in your own ways, and I see that you're actually, influencing, your generation. So, what got you started?
Sorry?
What got you started doing this? Were you influenced by someone?
I think it's because when my follower gains is because when I participated in Miss Malaysia pageant.
Right.
Yeah, so since that time, slowly building up my followers until now, yeah.
Wow, that's good, man. All right, so all of you, right? This MCO, did it stop you guys from doing what you intend to do?
Stop us from cutting our hair lah. Cannot wax already.
Yeah, I cut it the other day.
I don't know how to fix this. If you ask me to do live after next week, I cannot do it. My hair cannot.
Hide it up.
But now still can lah.
Oh, okay. So your biggest problem is just your hairstyle, no? That's the other people are struggling with money and your problem is hairstyle. I like that.
First world problem,
Yeah. All these problems that cannot solve really, really no idea what to do. But yeah, for business wise, I think it's affected because of the economy. But we do what we can do. We do online. We switch to online. This is what I learned from Dato. Because before this MCO, you already started online classes.
Yeah, 4 years ago.
Yeah, at that moment I was like online classes like very advanced. Now I see everyone using online thing already. So yeah, I think it's a new norm.
So
that
for you,
we switch our
so you're doing online webinars, right? And Dia is obviously also doing that. I see her; she's also doing live and all that. It's amazing, right? Right. And Dennis, are you doing? What are you doing online? Are you moving on?
I think for me it's completely different from all of you. In the sense that from what I heard about you guys, what you guys are talking about, for me was I started doing entertainment, social media, live, video, vlog, all this. So that is not that is a field that I do a lot, you know. But now I feel like I'm so ready to be more of a student, trying to learn more on the business side of things, because that's what I suffer from. It's the more of the business side. So like going live, talking, I can talk for hours. I can just keep talking.
Yeah, we know. We all know.
We know.
If I talk, you don't I will keep talking.
I was trying to go away, but you were talking.
Yeah. So for me, is I just, for me, it's more of just learning right now. I listen to a lot of whatever you guys are saying. I listen to like videos. I even started dancing again by taking dance classes. I'm just trying to learn more
dancing. You're taking more dancing classes.
Yeah, because I feel like you said, 30 years old is a new 20. I'm really trying to be a student again, to learn everything all over again, because I don't want to let ego take place. I want to be able to forever learn, to forever grow, because I know myself. My weakness is business, so that's what I want to learn now.
What have you learned about business so far?
Wow, that business is not easy at all.
Okay.
And like you said, like a lot of entrepreneurs, like for the first 2 weeks of MCO, I have to be honest, I was really suffering in terms of like what's gonna happen after MCO with my business. How am I gonna sustain the cash flow and things like that? So that really got me in a very bad state of mind. I spoke to Shengi about it, and he advised me. And what I was trying to do was I was always positive, but I'm just trying to keep my mind afloat. To balance my whole entire mindset, because the business aspect is really crushing my.
You have a like a physical place, a gym, right? I remember the last time you told me about that.
Yes, I have a gym. It's House of Champions, and the thing is, like a lot of people say, you can always do online. You can always do it online, but the thing is, my main thing with my gym is memberships. We do a lot of walk-ins, and people come and work out at the place. So if people don't come to our place, I can't do online dumbbell workout and do it for you, or I can't USB transfer the muscle that I work out and give to you. So to me, that's more of a concern. But I think like a lot of people said, like if you can't really worry about things that's not coming yet. You don't even know when MCO is going to be lifted. All you can do is prepare. So that's what I'm doing.
All right. Okay. All right. And Jennifer, how are you handling this MCO?
Actually, for me, it's quite well though.
Oh, good. That's good. Yeah.
Yeah. I think
Jennifer
my
is actually
business is
doing Thermomix. Yeah.
Okay. Right. Oh, so you're doing selling a product online.
Usually we sell as a direct selling. So because of this situation, we can only sell online.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. So because most of the time the customer will tell us a lot of excuse, like I don't have time to use it, I don't have time to go for this demo and this and that. So now that's the problem. Everyone has time.
Right, that's true.
It's true. And everybody needs to stay home and cook, eat 3 meals at home. So they got no choice.
Right. You need to eat, so Zia start cooking, right?
Zia started to learn how to cook during this MCO, and she can cook very well now.
Wow.
Thank you, boss, for support.
Very lucky.
I
need to join Jennifer already. I need to do Thermomix already. I think I talk very good. I can sell.
That's true. I think that's what we need right now, isn't it? Because right now we need good food. Otherwise,
I need to learn to cook for my wife and all. You see.
All right. So you are doing gym, and your biggest struggle is just trying to sell membership right now. But what's the other issue other than this?
I think more.
I think it will be
what again?
The top sales.
Hello. Yeah.
Yeah, I think no. I think she's saying you're going to be top sales doing.
Yeah.
I hope so. I hope so. Jennifer, you find me lah. For my gym, I think the first issue was more of rental, more of cutting the overheads. That's definitely the issue. Like my rental, you're looking at 10,000 every month. Now, if I were to bleed every month for the next 3 months, say for example the lockdown continues and everything, we're looking at just rentals just gonna bleed, So so that was the main concern, lah. Then after that was more of after MCO, there's gonna be a constraint where there will not be mass gathering anywhere because we want to be able to control this virus. Now, when that happens, my gym will not be able to have our max capacity, like 50 people. Maybe I have to limit to like 10% per hour at a go.
Right.
Things like that. So that's really my main concern as when the MCO is lifted. Not really right now. It's more of when it's lifted, what's going to happen? Our lives is going to change. Everything's not going to be the same. So we need to learn to adapt. So now it's more of everything to come.
Yeah, but that will happen. That's the same with our seminar business. Because part of my business is actually doing live events, and so even after this, we expect to at least it's going to be 4 to 5 months where people cannot gather or they won't want to gather. Okay, so we can just suffer this or we can change that. So one of the things that I've learned is that innovation is the key to all the solutions, all the problems that we have, right? And we have to not stuck with the idea that we have to have this way of doing business. So a lot of gyms, even dentists, for example, that originally depend on a location, we just have to adapt. Okay, when we come to terms with this, when we come to terms with this new reality, we will be able to change. Okay. So maybe for you, you maybe don't even need that much space, or you can actually negotiate with a lot of these landlords, for example, to actually give it cheaper. Because for us, right, we realized that we used to have so many people, and we realized that actually we don't need that much space. We can just do it from a very small area, right? So it's not that gym has to move online, but we can have a different product online, different products, different services that you could actually deliver online or deliver later. Right, a lot of times people can like right now they cannot sell, like dentists how to sell something right now. You're gonna go and see your teeth right now, but you can sell something 6 months from now, right? So the thing is, you selling the future pace. The whole thing is one of the ways to get cash. Now the idea is this, it's cash and cash flow that keeps the plane afloat. We are flying a plane through a storm right now, and the captain making the announcement cannot scream now. Start doing, everyone up there like, oh shit, man, what the hell is happening, right? So the captain also, no matter what, oh, don't worry, it's a slight turbulence, just fasten your seatbelts, right? And then we got to start preparing, like, what are we going to do right now? So what keeps the plane afloat at this point in time is cash flow. Okay, so if you convert time into cash right now, anything that your time or your team can do to use their time into cash, that will keep the plane afloat and fly through this storm. So the key here is not strategy, because a lot of people talk about strategies, right? Strategy. This is not the time for strategy. You have to know right now, right? If you're in an emergency, if you're an Olympian training for Olympics right now, and your left knee snapped, you're not going to think about your diet plans.
Yep.
You're going to think of fix my freaking knee right now. All right.
Yeah.
So you don't need strategy, right? All the strategy is out the window already right now. It used to be for good times. It's changed. So right now we need to make sure that every tactic that we deploy is for survival. For usual business is survival. And if you keep alive first, right, through this period of time, you keep alive and stay alive, then we can talk about acceleration in a slightly long run. Okay, so this is something that we can consider when we are doing any business that used to be stuck. Like you need to depending on the place. So this we can plan on this, because a lot of gyms now, you look at what other people are doing, they're converting already into online training programs, right? Or they sell a membership that can be used. Initially, you sell 1 year, now you sell 2 years now. So that's the one, right? So people can actually use that in future.
Nice.
Got it. This is one way. Yeah. So keep the cash flow, right? So the way to do cash flow is quite simple. Yeah. People think I sell the same product. No, I sell another product, another service, right? With the same amount of time that you have right now. And you'll be surprised, right? People actually need that. The whole idea of having a gym is to stay fit, right? The gym is an equipment. It's like, people trying to say, I need to have like I need to have a beautiful kitchen first before I'm willing to cook. Let's not, right? It's not true, right? You got to be a good cook first before you deserve the kitchen, right?
Right.
So which one comes first? Good cook comes first before kitchen, right? I buy kitchen, then you don't cook, then how? Right? So we switch that around. That will actually work much better for a lot of people who feel that I need the space to actually do something. Actually, you need the energy to do something.
Yeah.
And you have a lot of energy.
Huh?
You have a lot of energy. I see
Yeah.
your
Too
video,
much.
you talk.
Too much energy. I have to control myself.
Right. What do you think, Shingy? What would you have? What would your suggestions be for someone who, for a business who is stuck on, who needs to actually have members come on site?
Yeah, like what Dato said, the services are important. I think gym is like Denise shared to me earlier, it's like the community. So I think now you can build the community online. Like, of course, now if you do it online, maybe you don't charge first, or you just run the crowd first. Let's do gym together. I see a lot of people doing gym together online and do live together. Yeah, I think start doing things like that. Start doing engaging things, customers, like services and all. Then after that, after MCO, then they will join your.
Right.
Your,
That's good. I have a suggestion.
yeah,
Right. Denise, I have a suggestion for you. The thing is, you just now mentioned about doing business, right? Actually, business is the first step of doing business. If you are, if I may suggest, is really right now the best thing to do is build leads.
Really.
Yeah.
Yeah. So leads is generally numbers you can contact, right? Numbers that you can call. There's a live person at the back of that number. So if you have genuine, real leads right now whom you can talk to, is an asset that you can monetize. Right? The keyword in business is monetizing. So you've done a lot of great videos and all that, and you have done that, but you have not asked for these people to become your leads. So right now you have a bunch of people who are interested. You're amazing, but you ask them, will you sign for a membership? It's like, you've never asked me that before. So, so they're not used to it, right? So if you would develop leads where you will give certain value with the anticipation that you're actually going to sell them a service that's going to be helpful for them, that will lead into what we call a launch. A launch is basically you prepare someone with the mentality that if you do this trial period with me, at the end of the day, I'm going to make you an offer that is irresistible, that is going to suit you, and it's going to solve your problem. So this is directed. I'm sure you can write the script now because I see your videos are pretty good at this. So it's a 4-part process. It's a proven method that works. You build leads, you give 3 things, and you ask for 1.
Give 3 things.
Yeah, we give more than you take, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
So if you give more than you take, I think it's a fair deal, right? If you give more, but you must not hide the fact that you are going to ask them for the sale. Okay, because people online are very transparent, right? You got to be open with them, and you might get lesser people, but lesser. These are the people that will be going through with you, and they want to pay for it. Otherwise, you get a whole bunch of freeloaders, and you don't want freeloaders, right? Not at, I think not this time, right? Freeloaders is like, oh, I watch, right? Then you keep doing shit, and then it's not the right feeling, right?
Yep.
So that's how you separate the freeloaders from real customers. And there's stuff you do for free, of course, but then you take care of the people who are going to support your work as well, and you give them much more, right? So that is one of the ways I think you could immediately do, because you already have the ability to do it.
All right. Thank you. I wrote down a lot of notes.
That's pretty good, right? And now Jennifer is doing really well with selling her things online, right? Oh, Jennifer seems. I think her thing might be. She's just loading a photo up there. She froze. She froze. Okay, I think she needs to probably reload her link. That's all. We remove her for now and let her reload again. All right, if Jennifer, you're listening, you can reload. All right. So are you guys selling something online as well, Shingy and Zia?
I think they are doing
I
sales
think
online.
yeah, I'm actually doing my sales online right now because
Wow.
I'm insurance. I mean, most of my time I'm doing insurance now, and thank God everything can be actually done online.
That's
So
good.
like yeah, we do presentation online, we do submission online. Everything can be done via online now. So I think for us it's not too much of a problem. I guess you just need
Yeah.
to adapt. I think a lot of people they still refuse to accept the change that they have to do it online. They kind of like waiting for MCO to pass.
This will be terrible. I think if you just look at if you just look at what is happening in the States, right? They just announced a three-part process to Jennifer's back now. They just announced a three-part process to reopen the economy, and a lot of them is a lot of business will still not be open, and a lot of people will
Yep.
still not do the gathering part. And so I think
Yeah.
Cheng Yi and Zia yourself, we all do little seminars and events, right? That portion of our business must change.
Okay. Yeah, I agree that.
Yeah.
It's already different right now, so and even if you open up, people might not come,
Yes,
Correct.
exactly.
right?
Yeah.
So we're doing it in a different way, and I think the strategy for doing marketing also changed already. I think this Denise might apply for you as well. This new form of marketing, it's not new, but it's actually done by educators. It's called educational marketing.
Mhm.
Yeah. So it's one of the, if the thing is this, as an artist, right? I'm an artist because I do metaphysics and art for me. Okay. And I think you are more of an artist as well. Seeing that you like dancing and you like what you're doing. So artists got one problem, don't want to sell. Hard to ask people for come buy this, buy that.
Don't
Right?
like
So
to sell. Don't like to sell.
artists don't like do that.
Yeah.
So we have this spectrum, right? On one side, we want to like be this art that impact the world. This is my art, and it's gotta impact the world, and we don't talk about money. And then there's one side, we have to run the freaking business, and this business needs money to run, right?
Yeah.
So like how are we gonna do this? If we do this, it's
How?
like so, right. This side is like too artistic, so we gotta find somewhere in the middle, right? Somewhere in the middle. So somewhere in the middle says this, right? Why don't I do the business side by education? So in the speakers world, right? In the speakers world, we actually have instead of just informing, artists inform only, right? Actually instruct, right? So we become an instructor and we're going to do the teaching, right? So we teach the art. And so when we teach the art, of course, there'll be less people following our art, right? But this lesser group that loves the art are enthusiasts, and they don't mind because now that they understood the language, they understood the art, they see the value in the art, and they see the value that it impacts their life, they want to take it further. And this is your new group of buyers. So for artists, a lot of artists, we can this is a comfortable way of transiting to the business world. Okay, and I think in the business world, for the next part is after you see, the problem is a lot of artists don't get rich, they get tired. This is the problem. Like everything have to talk about money, you get tired, or so how? So then we have to learn how to manage people. Okay, managing people is hardest for artists. I find that that's also my biggest challenge, because every artist,
You are speaking everything that Denise told me earlier.
is it, right? Because artists all they think they're number one, that's the thing, and true enough, because otherwise they won't be artists in the first place. So one of the things that artists, we need to understand the currency in which artists are paid. The currency that artists are paid in two forms, and money is not one of them. One is called attention. The second currency, freedom. Yeah.
Wow.
These two, the artists are paid by these two things, right?
Cool.
And so if you can give them the attention that they want and the freedom to express, and yet you maintain a substantial control over the direction of that, because they when the moment you put too much control, no freedom, right? So if you can manage this form of payment in terms of your organization, this form of payment will allow your artists to grow under your umbrella. under
Wow.
your house, right? So the house of Dennis, right, will be part of there must be a code of honor. Yeah, the code of honor basically means corporate culture, but artists like a nice term for it, right? So this culture that you develop is based on two currencies. And if you can give this currency, like this payment, I'm pretty sure you can develop a whole team of great artists. And this takes a long time, right? For me, we are still working on this, right? But we got better over time. I'm 43 years old already, so the way we looked at last time was so very difficult. Every artist, right?
Yeah.
Because our people all talk about art, we don't talk money, but without money they cannot survive.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right?
Wow.
That's good. Well, let's and Jennifer, how do you gain popularity now online? You want to teach some my audience how do you actually do that?
He cooks a lot.
A lot, is it?
Yeah.
You can cook.
Yeah,
How
I
do you
cook
do
like
that?
every day.
Well, really, yeah.
Yeah, but
What do you
I
cook?
think this MCO, all of us learn something new and do something that we normally don't do.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, so for me, I think I'm same as Sheng Ye. I didn't do live before.
Oh, okay. And
Yeah,
then you
but I
learn how to do
started like doing live, and then it's actually just the first step. After the
Right.
first time,
Yeah.
it's okay
correct.
after that. Yeah.
that. Right. And but you speak very well. Did you prior to this you do you train in speaking or you just naturally know how to speak well?
No,
Born-
I don't
born-
really speak well. It's just that I think for us is socialize is okay. Yeah,
Right.
so socializing is okay for us. So because I was in entertainment line as well, I was based in
Alright.
China last time. So yeah, we have to at least know how to act.
So that is the secret sauce.
No, it's just that I think for now actually I have my problems also because
Alright.
for me personal sales is fine,
Mhm.
but to be said as a leader, I think because this moment a lot of people they have a lot of excuse as well, like because I'm at home, so sometimes they are not willing to do like work,
Right.
so you have to communicate with them. And I think this is the timing for me to like really need to have put some effort to gather my group and then to do
Okay. So
something
you
together.
are
It's not,
getting a team together to do something. Is that what you're doing right now? You have a team of people working.
yeah, I have, but mostly I am the one working.
Your work from home is not easy, Yeah, the thing is,
Sorry?
working from home is not easy because there's no defining line of when your work starts and when your work ends.
Yes.
So, this is one of the things when we first started the first
Agree.
couple of weeks of work from home, because we have so many people working for us. Part of us is fine because for me as an artist, we also work from home anyway. What's the difference, right? But then I realized that half my office, they need a designated time to get to work
Yeah.
down,
Mhm.
and I realized one thing, right? I have, for me, this is what I want to improve and improving in my team now. I'm glad to say 70+% of my team adapted. It's called this work and life integration. Because a lot of people have work-life balance. That is the freaking problem. They want balanced
Yeah.
life. So 9 to 5 balance, right? But as artists, right, our work and our life is the same thing, There's no difference,
Yeah.
What's the difference? We wake up to work, sleep also think about work. And our
Yeah,
work
I don't know when is Dennis working. When he talk, I don't know he's working or not working. Sometimes.
But it's true what Dato just said. A lot of people will come to me, like my friends who are working 9 to 5 jobs and things like that, and then they will come, oh, it's the weekend, yeah, weekend. I'm like,
don't
Yeah,
even-
you.
from the day I started dancing, I don't remember what's called weekend. Weekend is like, oh, just go dance again.
Yeah.
Or to another show, I go perform. You work. What do you do?
Very
Holiday, tomorrow, Chinese New Year. Today, you go on TV. What? Go work.
true. No difference.
No difference.
I think this is the thing that I like it for millennials who understand this. So in my generation, people actually don't because they're still under the influence of balanced life. Okay, for bankers, financiers, a lot of this, they were professionals, right? A lot of them, but now they realize in this MCO, the new lesson in life is now life integration, right?
Mm.
If you're already at home, how do you actually get off work, right? And that was the thing with which I realized, and one of my team members, I text them on weekend. I text them all the time, at midnight if I got idea. This is how I work, artist, yeah.
Yeah, same.
At 1 a.m., yeah.
Yeah.
I text them, right? I don't expect them to answer, but if you answer, you get
Yeah.
plus points, yeah.
Wow.
Right?
Correct.
They get plus points, yeah. So if they answer are very good, then I might got a list, I got a black book and a blue book, example. But there's some people say, hey, how can I need some a distance or some work time off and all that. Then I realized already after this MCO and all that, who are important people you need to keep, who are the not so important people that in case you don't need, it's called trim the fat, right? So the thing with people who are working, you have to understand you should not be the fat in your company. If you are the fat in the company in times like this, you'll be the first to be, getting rid of, right? Because right now you have to trim already, right now. One of the things to keep your plane afloat is to eject the non-essential passengers.
Wow, this is good.
Right? Out of that hell, you're here. The plane heavy, we cannot. In good times you can fly, no problem. In times like this, we don't need eject, fly off. So this is something that I think if you guys, Jennifer or Dennis or Shengi are running a company, you must have this book, right? I'm not saying you'll be crazy like me, text at 1 or 2 a.m. in the morning. But as I text you before, you also answer on. So I see that you are all the time.
I accidentally texted my client at 5:30 a.m. before.
Oh, okay. Did they answer?
Because my problem is when I do something, I have to text. If not, the next morning I will forget.
That's right. Right.
So I will put a star said, you don't have to reply even if you see this. Just reply me when you wake up. Thank you.
Yeah, that's why. And then right, that's absolutely correct. I like that. When the difference between someone who will make it and someone who will not is someone who takes action on an idea. Okay. So I think it's like that, you can call it great spirit, God, or higher power will always give you inspiration. But it's like a CEO, CEOs, right? You guys are managing your company. We got staff A and staff B, right? 2 employees working for us. If employee A, is come early, work, and then take everything you suggest and they work hard and give you suggestions, this employee A, and employee B is 9 to 5, 4:45 pack up ready to go. You don't want to do, give them a project, they say do tomorrow. I ask you are the CEO, you give job to who? You give job to A, right? Now, if you are God, if you are the great spirit up there, you got inspiration, you give to A or B?
Wow.
You give to A, get the idea already. God give you idea, straight away you act, text already, take action. You give to the other fellow, think about it. I don't want to take action. That's why,
God.
right? A lot of people say, that was my idea before. That guy stole my idea. Listen, the great spirit, God is very fair, It gives to everybody, but someone act on it and use the inspiration stop because you didn't act. So the CEO up there says, hey, you're not doing your job and you are just a B player. So I'm going to give to the A player who took my inspiration and acted on it. So you acted at 5:30 a.m. because you got a call from above and you acted, right? So a lot of people don't understand entrepreneur mindset or artists is that we take action immediately. And a lot of people who are possibly stuck at employee cannot change to employer, or they cannot become higher ranking in their positions only because of this mindset. Okay. Now, there's nothing wrong being employees. Nothing wrong with that. Yeah. In fact, it is good. But then employee with a entrepreneurial mindset will go higher because they're running the business, right? An employee with a pure employee mindset at this time will get ejected by a lot of business owners. This is what's happening a lot that is out there. You can see that amongst, I don't know about your generation, but my generation, you see a lot get no more job already now. And this is it's quite a sad thing.
Very good.
I think one issue that I face with millennials, and I spoke to a lot of other business owners as well, is that one thing is very hard to motivate them to actually work hard.
Employees?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, right.
So, like you said, the A employee and the B one, right? Say I had A.
Yeah.
Perfect. But
Yeah.
this B virus the A, then the A become half A, half B.
Yeah. The thing is this. Listen. What the fuck do you hire a B player in the first place?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everyone that comes here, everyone that
Wait,
comes
the B player is your
some
friend.
reason-
That's the problem. The B player was a friend. See that? This is the problem. When we first started, we go and hire people we know, right?
Yeah.
Because we are fun to play with, and then you are fun to go to Zouk, right? All party.
But you see the difference, yeah. So yes, I agree with you. I hired friends, yeah.
Right.
And then after that, I said, okay, you know what? That's it, done. No more friends. I gotta change. Then I started hiring people that I don't know, and I decided not to interview them first. Like I give my manager to do it because I don't want to have. Because a lot of people coming into my company will say, I want to work for Dennis Yin.
Okay.
For me, it's not. You're not working for me. You're working for my gym. There's nothing
Right.
to do with me. You know.
Right.
So when they don't get that Dennis Yin treatment, for some of them, not all of them, they start to like Dennis. Then they become B. They'll come in as A, but after they don't get what they want, which is Dennis Yin, they go B.
Right.
Then I'm
Okay.
like, then I hired you for what? You know.
Yeah. Right.
And then when
That frustration, I understand your frustration. We get that a lot as well in all our. It's quite normal, lah. First of all, for our perspective as employers, right, as business leaders, like we have to accept that this is quite normal. There are those who will step up, and there were those who will not follow the plan, lah. So the first thing that we all need to know is, do we have a crusade or not? It means got mission or not, lah. Yeah. So it is if you have a mission or crusade, crusade is you know what it is, crusade is back in the Middle Ages, right? Where we fight for one goal, yeah, we must have a me versus you. There must be an invisible enemy out there that we want to fight, and then they're going to fight for this cause. It's easier to rally support. Okay, so that's one, right? And the second thing is culture, right? Culture, which is what we are talking about right now, has a lot to do with the people that are leading the culture. Culture cannot be changed by followers. Culture can only be created by the leaders. Okay, so a lot of times we are the ones that decide whether or not they would be continue to be A or not, because we decide what's the culture like, what's the rewards and punishment like in the entire organization. Okay, so this is why it is some of the times we don't see that. We say, hey, you are player B and all that, and why is it like this? You used to be A player. Is sometimes we also lost track, right, as leaders. So it's good to check on our own direction, because we are not flying the plane the way that means the captain is also screaming right now. So of course the people co-captain also scared, So culture is you look at big organization, the real problem is usually the culture, right? Politicking, for example, politics in the office. Where does politics come from? Because the boss entertaining, the head of department entertaining, right? So if you don't entertain, this thing will die down on its own, because you actually don't you don't care about it, So this is something that we might want to consider when we are running this especially in times of MCO, right? Because emotional now, every day we say the same four walls, the same four walls, we talk to it, and then you talk back to us, pokai, yeah. So it's really crazy.
Dato', I have a question. So linked to the words that you just shared to us, is it the right thing that now if I see there is this B player in my team, I have to get rid of them? I have to
get rid of the C players first. The B players still got a chance to be A. The difference between A and B is this: B needs motivation, A needs inspiration. That's the big difference, right? So A players generally just need to be inspired. So you guys, you don't need to do much. You just do what you do. They're inspired to follow, right? So the A players, they know that times like this, we should tighten up expense. We should really look. They fight for the goal, and they're inspired to do that. B players, they need motivation. They're not bad people, right? They're not bad people. They just been accustomed to. They need a bit of motivation. C players, the one that is the problem that you need to eject already. Those who cannot learn new skill, those who feel that they're victims, right? Those who feel that they still deserve a lot of perks right now, right? So they're not team. There are people like that because it's just the way it is, right? But this is the time that you don't have time for C players lah. That's what it is. So B players still got hope lah. You get rid of B players, your company cannot survive, right? You still need some people there.
Dennis, are you thinking of someone now?
No. I just after Dato say A, B, and then I didn't know got C players. Then after that, I realized that most of my staff were C players. So to step up, I need to find for B players first. Then only can achieve.
Yeah,
A.
it's hard for C to jump to A lah. Yeah, it's. I think you have to at some point, right? At some point, is this we the key to solving this is not love, it's compassion, right? A bit of understanding of their situation. Right, a bit of understanding of the situation, a bit of alignment. That helps us set the path for whether they want to transit from C to B and B to A. So if we deal with every situation in a harsh way and cut them off immediately, right, we don't give them a chance, right? I give them a chance to learn to improve, because if we stress self-improvement, then the improvement must also be for us as well to step up. It's actually very hard, for all of us who are not used to doing this. Now we have to do it, right? For me to learn how to do tech, right? I always got people doing all this tech stuff for me, right? A big team, right? Oh, I do shows like pretend like big star, I just go ahead do my makeup and now cannot. No, I have to do myself. Or shit, how do I operate? It was tough for me to do it. So, but have to do lah. And if the team see, hey, boss also doing it, you all better do it lah.
Oh, so have to lead by example lah.
I don't do that deliberately by lead by example. I think I just do what needs to be done lah. I think leadership is like that. We try to lead by example, we can't because we're pretending, and we pretend to be the example when we're not, right? Okay. But I think if you just understand there's something that needs to be done, you need to do it now lah, right? So needs come before wants. When times are good, we can do what we want. When times are bad, we do what we need. So like a lot of people right now, I want my perfect job. I want this, I want that. When times are good, you can ask for that. When times are bad, you do what you need to do to survive, right?
Yeah.
So like the Titanic is sinking right now. If Titanic is sinking and we are on this ship, is any of us going to think about what we're going to have for dinner in New York right now? Because Titanic is traveling from London to New York, right? And so it hit an iceberg that's called crisis, and crisis happened. So we are sinking. Are any of us going to think about the Michelin star restaurant in New York right now? No, ma. Crisis means all our goals change already, right now. All the plans change already. Nobody's going to care about that dinner in New York. Everyone's struggling to get to a lifeboat. If one of these speakers is going to tell me, I want a pink float, I'll this fucker, right? Because you have no choice. You have a choice to select the color of your float right now.
I drowned the blood.
Okay, I like this example.
Isn't it true? If one of these staff is going to tell one is I need a pink float before I jump into this freaking water, I'm going to slap the fellow, right?
Cool.
True.
Cool.
That's what I think.
Nice.
Cool. So, Dato, for B players,
right?
Will you get tired to keep on motivating all these B players?
True.
I think, of course, we'll get tired doing anything, right? You get tired doing a lot of stuff also that you like to do, right? But the thing is it worthwhile? Is that person worthy of your energy? Okay, like I put it in a different way, Zia is cooking for you every day, right? Is she tired of cooking, right? So when she will ask herself, is it worth it or not? Right now, if it's worth it, tired also can do one, right? Okay. If you're not worth it, you cook yourself lah. Right now.
Okay, good point.
So I think the B players, that there are also some who are worthy because they have made themselves worth your time, and there are those that are not worth your time. Agree or not? So amongst the B players, there will be those who will try their best, even though they're not very great at learning a new skill, but they will try, right? And so you see, hey, this one worth your time to help, correct? And there are those B players who just want to take, and they don't want to contribute. And this one called demoted to C player already. That means anytime can eject lah. So it's I think it's hard to define that. Then just now remember my blue book, I text at 1 a.m. you will answer or not, then be worth it or not worth it, for example, right? But then again, a lot of millennials, their parents are quite well to do, right? Parents quite well to do, so they probably don't need the job.
Yeah, they don't need a job.
Right, that's also one of the challenges, right? They don't need a job right now, so but they don't realize that their parents could be struggling as well right now.
Yes.
Right. some
The
of
worst
them.
I faced, I think, was when a kid came into the office and asked for a high salary, saying, "My mother said 10 ringgit per hour is right."
Your mother.
Yeah, he said, "My mother said." Then we straight away say, "Then go back and work for your mother."
That's a good one.
I was just like, "What?"
So all the people working for you are all the same age group or younger now. So younger than you guys are called like Generation
Because I
Z.
would say it is a gym setting, so of course you will attract gym goers.
All right.
Now, oftentimes when you attract gym goers, there's two. One who is a meathead who wants to work out really, really hard, build his body really, really nicely. Those people are too focused in their body than they are at their work.
Right.
That will be one of the issues. But then there are those who started to work and then realized, oh, actually, I got nothing much to do. Then they start to delay their job, delay the work. I said, hand in by today, they'll give you next week. And then they said, got too much to do. I said, I told you every week, why you wait until end of the month, only do everything. Right. So there are a lot of those kind of small issues. And I agree with you that it comes down to leadership. It comes down to the person who is running the culture and how leaders are leading the team. And I completely agree with you that. That is actually what I'm trying to understand and try to learn
right
now.
Yeah, but for artists, it takes some time. And it took me a long time to learn also.
That's why I didn't have a manager for myself for such a long time.
Yeah, very difficult, very difficult.
Very difficult.
Yeah, even I last time I get a PA also cannot work that long for me because I go crazy and so that it's now not so crazy because old already. Yeah, so or matured so life transformation is about growing up so we grow up along the way. But for artists, we took a long time to grow up. It's not easy because we don't have a fixed schedule of work. For most of us artists, right, whenever we come up with an idea, we want to implement it like yesterday, right on.
Yeah,
I told you yesterday, right? But actually, in our imagination, we sort of said it. So a lot of our people, unless they really understand our pattern as an artist, it's not so easy for them to follow on, right? And so they will break down. Yeah, so this is quite normal. So for us, we need structure. For them, they only can work on structure. So you understand the yin of this, yeah. So for artists, no structure, right? Our ideas come. Today do it. Why you still wasting time? I thought I wanted this yesterday, but you only thought about it this morning. So
correct.
So that this is our thing, right? So we want it fast, right? We want it like fast, immediately, and then that's our expectations. So I'm not saying we should change this. I'm not saying we should change this because this is what drives us to do what we do. But we have to train our people to understand this is the way it works here. Okay, so what I do is I have a smaller core team that works with me, and then this team will then work with the rest of the other teams. Okay, so it's easier for me to just scream at a few people who are used to it, who basically numb already one. They didn't hear, okay, this guy is crazy, it doesn't matter, right? Or have no effect one. I scream at them also no effect. They know it's not.
So now Dato let.
So so I don't know. I scream. I don't know whether you scream or not. So I get I don't scream like crazy but I'll go, okay, this is what I want. I get very excited when you're excited over something that I want, right? Like this thing I just did for this last 3 days, live stream from my house here. Generally I just decided like 2 weeks ago I'm going to do it, right? And so I want my entire event to be done here, and everybody's supposed to be able to do it. I don't know how it's going to happen. You're all going to figure it out, right? So it's going to happen like this. So generally, I just didn't hear all the cannot do. Yeah, so I just made it that this has to happen. So a lot of people think it's crazy, but in the end we did it. Okay, so but I think MPO helped a lot because they sort of filtered up a lot of the so-called wrath or anger, right? And they just look at what needs to be done. So I guess that works out for artists like us, lah. Yeah. So, but it's
structured part quite important.
Yeah, and a good book to read is Steve Jobs, Isaac Walterson, or what's his name? Yeah, his book is very big. Yeah, and it's about his biography, Steve Jobs. Yeah, so you see the true artist working, and then he's an asshole, basically. Now, I'm not suggesting that we all should be like him. Yeah, we all should not be like him. But he did say one thing, like, it's okay. He said that, I'm not sure I'm going to agree with a lot of what he says, but he said that you can be an asshole if you're a true artist.
Wow.
Okay. He said that, but I don't think we all should follow that, right? But the thing is this, how artists work is we have a lot of ideas and we want it fast. And the way we see a possibility, right, we manifest it, right? Somehow we send the message up, the great spirit, the universe will get it, and then we get inspired, we want to act on it. And then up there also respond, we get more ideas, and then these guys are not fast enough, we all, you're no good, So how we do that is we got to get a team that is sort of immune to our, it's not personal, right? Now, for us, we all know that's not personal. We just want to get the idea out, right? So eventually we'll develop a team like this that understand it is not personal, and we can get this out. Okay, so this is the challenge I think for all of us have to go through. It's not impossible. If Steve Jobs have done it, and a lot of other artists have done it, right? Look at Elton John, also crazy, right? And a lot of entrepreneurs I know, they're also like that, very impatient, right? They want things done. They may be soft-spoken on the outside with public, but when they're running the company, I've seen them in meetings. It's not what you see in public, lah.
Yeah. Because I understand that because they want fast, Because me myself, I want things to get it done, no mistake. Make sure you check before you pass to me. You don't send me, then I forward to people, then people say got mistake, then I hire you for what? Something like that, lah. So it's sometimes I hire you. Yeah, I get the point.
It's quite normal, get used to it, man. You got 12 more years. I this stage I still getting problem like that.
12 more years.
Yeah, bro. I'm 43, So I went through every year like that. Also, every year to the best of what they can do. I also understand that people check, but they are not as careful because sometimes they just might miss it, and the other thing is it's not their business, right?
Yeah.
It's not their business, and so they probably won't put in the same amount of effort checking everything before sending out. But it does happen. All right, we have student registration forms that are done wrong before. They have made announcements that they shouldn't have made before. But then at the end of the day, if you understand, right, we are upset, yes, but then people do make mistakes. You gotta be okay, as long as you're okay with it and just move on.
Yeah. I think the word is move on.
You gotta be okay with it. I'm okay with it, right? I'm not. I get upset, but I'm okay with it after that, lah.
Yeah. That's the wisdom part because sometimes I was wondering, is it normal that to get very upset when things went wrong, or I should be keep calm?
Okay. That's a good question. So to answer this question, you have to understand that problems have three types: normal problems, unusual problems, or pathological crisis. Wow. So normal problems is when running a business, these things happen normal. Why are we getting too upset with normal problem? It's normal, okay? It's part of growing up. Growing up, kids will fall down and then stand up and learn to walk again, not normal, right? Okay. If you're 3-year-old kid, shit in the pants, it's a bit unusual, but it's still considered borderline normal. If it's a 33-year-old person, everyday shit in the pants, that's called crisis already, Okay. You need to see doctor already, So that's the difference. So when we look at issues that is happening, we must see whether it is normal or abnormal, or is it a pathological problem. So even running our business is like this. So I don't know how many years Denise, Jennifer, yourselves are running the business, but usually a business in the first 3 years, cash flow not so good is quite normal. Okay. If after 3 years to 5 years and you still have a cash flow problem, it's called unusual. Unusual, because by then you would have structured a business that consistently have cash flow to help you survive and help you move on. Hiring, marketing, all that is quite okay. But the moment you're still struggling with it, it's called unusual. You need to check certain things already. But if you're a 10-year-old business and you have a cash flow problem and you have financial issues, that's called pathological problem. It's a crisis. You have to realize that it needs to be fixed. And in times like this, in economic downturn like this, these are the companies that we wipe out first, right? And you see they say 50% of SMEs we wipe out is because a lot of them don't realize that they were actually in crisis mode way before a crisis happened. So that realization that so what is normal and what is abnormal and what is crisis, we all as business owners need to know lah. Yeah, if you don't know that, and we don't know when the problem is, like, oh, this 37.5 degrees normal or not, okay lah, 5 point. If you are 40 and say, oh yeah, no, 40 for 2 days, okay, unusual. You 40 Celsius for 100 days, that one is crisis,
Coronavirus.
Coronavirus, way beyond that, it's already,
Okay.
Right, makes sense.
Good point. I always like to ask questions, then I will get a lot of ideas from that one.
No, it's nice to talk to fellow business owners because if we talk to people who are not a business owner, you get different types of questions, right? So basically, you see the difference between employers and employees is this, right? Employers is, how do I, maximize my expenses, right? Because I spend on a staff, I expect certain things to return or more, right? I will get returns on my investments, right? But for employees, how do I do the least and get the most? Right?
Yeah.
And get the most.
Yeah.
I want to
So
kill
you
myself.
gotta understand that this is the two mindset, of people right now. They're looking forward to. Now it's also normal. It's normal. Being in their position, you probably think about the same thing too, right? So, but the transition needs to happen in some way. Like the difference is the leadership, right? How do you lead them to see your way? Is the ability. Leadership is one word. Leadership is the ability to influence, right?
Wow.
If you can't influence, you can't lead, right?
Yeah.
So the reason why influencers are leaders in their field is because you are leading someone's thought. So if you fail to influence, you fail to lead. So if we have to try our best to influence them, right? That's one of the things that is who influence. If you are influenced by employees, right? So then we are unable to lead them, and we will probably think like them too, and then that's the end of our business already.
Wow.
Yep.
Right?
Agree.
Nice.
Cool.
Right?
Yeah.
I hope you guys will, have a great time even in this MCO. I think, it stops us from moving, but it doesn't stop us from producing. I think, we as entrepreneurs will find a way to add value. And if I can just leave everyone with one thought, if we could just add more value than anyone out there in the same field that we are in, we just add more value, we will crush our competitors.
Yep.
Crush
Agree.
them. Just add more value than anyone out there, right?
Yeah.
So be it on online or be it offline or in person or not in person, we can just add more value than anyone out there in the same field we are in. We'll crush, we eliminate all competitors.
Yeah.
This is good. This is good.
Agree.
It's nice to catch up with you guys. And after all this, we'll have a proper catch up. Maybe in bounce.
Yeah.
Cannot already. Too old already.
Wow.
Thank you so much. It was a pleasure.
Thank you so much, guys. It's a
Thank
pleasure.
you. Thank you.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.